NFL 22 on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Rams and the Vikings, and it's coming up next.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 20. Take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line. First carry now for the Memphis man, Darrell Henderson. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had
pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. DJ Waddle, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. So now Stafford and the Rams, after the sack, well, they're staring up at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Back deep, Brandon Powell. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now Kaepernick. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
Powers through, and he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 65 yards. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter. How far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone.
And the thing that stood out to me was his ability to continue through the initial contact. How many times do we see runners get slowed up and not get what they can out of run because of that first contact? But he kept the compass pointing in the right direction, kept the legs churning, and turned this into a huge play.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive.
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
This one brought in by Jefferson. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Henderson will try and run for the first. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
That's a tremendous group effort there because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they weren't. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Man open is Robinson. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And this will leave him a yard. Short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. From the 30 on second down. Stafford. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it. They snap it to Stafford. Caught out left side by Robinson. Touchdown, Rams. Allen Robinson, 31 yards. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, How do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got him bumped down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. 7-7, our score after one. Flushed out right. Throw caught there by Osborne. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 14 more yards. That's another Vikings first down. They fake the give. Now Kaepernick rolling to his right. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 14 more yards. That's another Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line. Kaepernick to throw again. Escaping the pressure right. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Osborne. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. They'll run with Cook. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. They try again with Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Joseph now to have the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. That time a 9-play drive. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Stafford's throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. Stafford going to give to Akers on the draw. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 3 yards won't be enough here as that. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Open man is Osborne. He's got it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A gain of 6 there on first. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. We remind you in just a couple of minutes we'll get you to Orlando, and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this first half of football so far. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, and it's third down. Here's Kaepernick. Trying to lay one up deep. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown, Vikings. KJ Osborne, 91 yards. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tiny two-play drive that time. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. When you're struggling on the offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
I think he just made the punter a little bit jealous there. There was some serious hang time on that ball deep downfield, and while it didn't connect, it certainly sent a message, didn't it?
Throwing on third down, Stafford. That'll be caught. It's Kupp. Touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 60 yards. And the Rams get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Gain is up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about. So potentially a good chance now to answer back from the touchdown a minute ago as they get 15 yards tacked on.
It's going to give them much better starting field position, and they didn't even have to make an extra play to get it.
On the move to his left. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, 36 yards. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. from the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Here's Stafford. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him. Don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for L.A. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Kaepernick now on 1st down. Dancing to his left. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the halftime break behind us, and we are back underway with the 3rd quarter of action. This fielded right at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
They're going for Jefferson downfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Stafford's throw here hauled in by Kupp. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. He'll buy some time right. And he will score! Touchdown, Vikings! KJ Osborne with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Vikings. point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Takes it at the 7. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him.
Kaepernick was looking to throw, but then it became decision time. And when he saw they had room to run, he made the right decision to pull it down there, and he winds up picking up the first down.
And a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Kaepernick wants to throw on 3rd and 1. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson there to make the grab. And the Vikings get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Takes it at the 7. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Johnny Hecker now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're continuing to rock and roll, and at intermission, maybe sometimes you fear after such a good first half of a letdown, but that wasn't the case.
And what I remember most about being in those situations is exactly what you're talking about. You almost have that sense of satisfaction. You're like, we're doing really well. I remember one time someone saying, winning's fun, but so is playing really well. Why would we want to do otherwise? That was the message, to keep the intensity up, to keep things going. And that's exactly what we're seeing here from this team.
Yeah, it's helped them extend their lead. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. And they're going to speed things up here. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Takes it at the 7. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes this out and puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On first down, Stafford here. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Back to throw, Stafford. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
From midfield, here's Kaepernick. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis, and that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around, and he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, but they're still looking up here at a tough 3rd and 11. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
The Vikings send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. L.A. set to take over again on offense. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Now Stafford. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Now defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. Here's Johnny Hekker now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. and this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always part. Me a little bit.
Here's Madison running on first down, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he is going to be taken down. They got him, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Another carry now for Madison. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Can this defense hold him out? Here we go now, 4th and goal from the 2. Now they go for it on 4th down, but that pass is knocked away and incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And this Rams defense comes up with a goal line stand. From the end zone, Stafford. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. A big connection on that one. 31 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big play there for L.A. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll run a draw now with Akers. And yet again, he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Oh, partner. That play brought back memories. Watching them string it out. Letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't it?
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Going to begin the drive here with Madison. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Going to run with Madison again. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. On third down, they run with Madison. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help